A brand new wheel, we'll get to what new means in just a moment, of Parmigiano Reggiano for us. And what you see here is the way all of this cheese starts. So you're looking at a wheel that's probably just under 90 pounds, and everything you see there is cheese, all the way to the outside. We'll talk a little bit about how we use every bit of that by the time that we're done here. On the wheel, you're going to see a handful of different markings. The first is, from the time that the cheese is poured, it's all marked as Parmigiano Reggiano. So all the way around the wheel, that's marked into there. The wheel is made by, in the case of the wheels that we get here at Wegmans, only one of two farms. So this is the farm number that we use. We stick to only two because they give us the quality that we're looking for. It's been consistent over the years and exactly what we're looking for. Below that, you're going to see its birth date. So this is in Italian. I don't know Italian, but I'm guessing that's July of 2014. Parmigiano Reggiano is not released into the market until it's at least 18 months old. At Wegmans, we believe that within the next 6 months, it ages all the better. It improves the quality. So we don't take wheels unless they're a full 2 years old. At the 1 year mark, so these cheeses are made by individual farms. In most cases, they are then relayed and handed over to a consortium. And what you see in the back here, these big pictures in the back, are examples of some pretty large-scale consortiums. Some of them are smaller and do a lot of hand work. These two are examples of ones where a lot of the work is actually done by machines and robotics once it's all handcrafted. So the wheels are repeatedly turned and dusted and brushed. At one point in the aging, they're all hit with a blowtorch to kind of caramelize the rind a little bit and give it a little bit more flavor. But at the 1 year mark, at 12 months, the consortium comes back and they test the wheels. They test all of them with a mallet, a special mallet that they knock on it, and that helps them determine whether it's aging properly. Occasionally they'll take a small sample and they'll remove a plug from there and actually test it for taste. So that's a horrible job to have, right? And if indeed it passes all of their tests, then it is branded in a couple of ways. One, this wheel in particular has been branded to be approved for export, and then on the other side is the fire brand of the actual consortium. So this is the consortium stamp here, and they decide that it has been approved and it's okay to release to the market once it has aged the rest of the way. If it has not been approved, then all of the markings on the outside are struck. They're all removed so that it can't be sold. When you buy a piece here, you'll see that outside of the one time that I cracked a wheel and inadvertently removed the rinds, you'll see that the rinds are left on because that's the indication that you're getting the authentic cheese there. And that it hasn't, slipped through the market in some sort of way. If it doesn't pass those tests, then it's not wasted, but it's sold for other uses that don't meet our standards. And you'll see often cheese that is sold as Parmesan. That is typically made heavily of wheels that did not pass the initial test. You'll see here as well that it's marked DOP. DOP is an indication that this is a protected cheese, that the government in Italy says that only cheeses produced in a certain region, under certain standards, and following certain rules can be used and can be approved as actual Parmigiano. You'll see that on some of our other cheeses here from different countries have a DOP protection, and that's kind of what that gives you. You'll see that Kurt's using a handful of tools that you might not have seen before. The first is this rind cutter, and it is what it sounds like. He uses it to kind of split and cut the rind. But all the tools that you see here are as old world as it gets. The same tools that are used today in Italy are also the same tools that were used hundreds of years ago. For as long as they've been making this cheese, this has been sort of the official, authentic way to break it down into manageable pieces. We kind of presume here that nobody wants a piece this big. If you do, let us know, and we can certainly make arrangements for that. But for the most part, we break it down. So the rind splitter, rind cutter is the first one you see. There's a rectangular spatula that's used as well. And then the third one that will be used for a lot of the splitting work is our almond wedge. And really a lot of that has to go into not just maintaining the authenticity of how this has been done for hundreds of years, but also it has a lot to do with the flavor. So when you take this home and you go to use it for yourself, I would urge you to really sort of follow a similar practice in terms of serving it. So rather than cutting it into these perfect little cubes, try a piece where you kind of crack it. It lets the air get to it a little bit more, and it really does make a difference.
Butter fat as it's warming up because we can't crack it when it's cold. We let it warm up to the temperature, and the first wicking off all the butter fat on the outside because it comes right out from the line.
It's sort of amazing that what you're seeing is this neat combination of old world and modern technology. So the cheeses are made in a very prescribed way. They're only made from milk during a limited period of the year. So although you can buy it year-round, the actual milk only comes April through November, I think. The milk, April through November. Oh, do that? Okay. And yet, you see things like, obviously this is a mechanized mark in here. On the flip side of the wheel, you'll see that there's a QR code if you wanted to investigate a little bit more. So it's definitely a combination of, again, the old world and the modern technology. So each wheel is also made of two sets of milk, if you will. It's the which is used first, the morning milk. Morning milk goes into the mold first to sort of form the mold, and then that night's evening milk is left out overnight, and then the following morning is partially skimmed. So this is a partially skimmed cheese, and that's added in as well.
You said they use milk from all year round. When cattle are grass-fed during the spring and summer and then grain-fed in the winter, do they separate those, or is that two different DOPs, or?
No, it's the same DOP, but we will see variances in the cheese
Flavor and texture?
Yes, and
Because of different feed.
Yeah, that's what
They do have, actually what they do for winter is they store some of this stuff from spring, summer, and fall for feed over the winter.
Okay.
So it will change the cheese a little bit. And just
They're trying to
the temperature
limit that.
The temperature at which it ages changes the cheese.
yeah, these spaces are not temperature controlled. So we were saying earlier, we've been wondering why a lot of the wheels that we've been cracking lately have been a little bit drier.
Yeah.
And what we've learned is that part of what that comes from is the fact that in the warmer months, you get more evaporation from the cheese, and it just has a natural result of drying it out.
What does each one of those wheels weigh?
Starts out at about 90 pounds, a little less. Yes.
So the blades are used as wedges.
Yes, absolutely. It's like splitting a log in a lot of ways.
Slow
And,
process so you don't tear.
Right. And if you're good, which Kurt is, and if you're lucky, and the cheese gods smile on you, it'll crack really nicely.
Right. Smooth.
And if not, you'll see we'll use some tools to clean it up. When you buy it here, you're really, we want you to see a piece that looks like this, that looks rustic and essentially handmade, because it really is. And even at the last stage where we're breaking it down into manageable pieces, we want you to see the kind of handwork that.
And why is that? You
goes
think
into
the
that.
consumer is used to seeing that, expects that?
I think maybe they don't expect that, and I think it's nice to have that difference in expectation. All the cheeses, virtually all the cheeses that we have here, come in larger pieces in some regard. You'll see them around the shop, and we break them down. So, and there's different ways that we break down different cheeses. Some of them look very rectilinear and all that. This is one where we think there's a lot of benefit to it appearing rustic.
Okay.
This is from where? Emilia Romagna?
Yes. So it's the northeastern part of Italy, northeast of Tuscany.
Only one area in Italy can be Parmigiano Reggiano.
You gonna serve us with some balsamico?
We've actually got a truffle honey for you today. It's Wegmans brand new truffle honey. So we've got it that way. You'll be able to taste it right out of the wheel, but I've also got some already set up with the truffle honey for you.
And that's a delicious pairing, I think. I did like it a lot. I liked it a lot. But it's, when you mention the balsamic, it's, you know, this is a cheese that plays beautifully with something that's got a little sweet to it. I think we're about to see it happen.
All right.
This all starts almost exclusively at small farms. So it's, you know, this is one of the 2 farms that we work with. There we go.